Welcome to the Nick of Time, everyone. Episode 1. Stay tuned for this. How's it going, everybody? My name is Nick Adams. You're now watching Nick of Time, episode 1 of the podcast. So excited. It's going to be a great one. A little bit about me. Texas, born and raised, active in the military. I'm in the Air Force. And there's a lot more that entails me, but that's not why we're here. We're here to have genuine conversations, learn from a lot of the people close to me or anybody that I'm trying to learn and grow from. So Nick of Time is the place to be. Hopefully you like and subscribe. Now I'm just playing. That's not why we're here. We're just here to have those genuine conversations. Spread the love, spread the joy. With that being said, there's no further introduction than a good friend of mine who we're stationed in Korea together. We're also stationed in Germany. He is a great father and a great husband. Michael Coletti, everybody.
What's going on, brother? I appreciate you getting me on as your first. Yeah, small little tidbit about me. Like Nick said, we're in Korea together, first duty station. I'm active duty Air Force as well. Out of Korea, we went to Germany together, and then we parted ways, sadly. But I know my boy's still doing his thing. But yeah, currently I'm here in the northern states, a really cold area. I have a wife, a daughter, and a German Shepherd straight out of Germany too. Constantly striving to learn more things and try to get better at my craft and just everything in general as a human being. So that's a small little thing about me.
Awesome. We love to hear it, man. And the whole family and stuff, we'll get into that here shortly. But first, I just want to talk about a little backstory about how we met. So we were actually in technical training together, which is like your job training right after boot camp. And he was like probably about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ahead of me. Didn't know him, but you see this guy walking around all tough. You know what I mean? Good dude. You knew he was a solid dude, but you also knew he wasn't nothing to play with. And he was he carried himself very well. And he had a lot of respect, not only for the people around him, but even more so for himself. And I kind of saw that, but we never really like talked because I was like way behind as far as like our weeks in training, and he was ahead. So when we got to Korea, we obviously ended up on the same flight, had to do a lot of exercising as coworkers, and obviously we clicked like that. And it was really nice to be able to meet someone so genuine. And obviously we had a bunch of laughs. Do you want to elaborate on what was it? Charlie Flight? Not Charlie Flight.
Echo.
Charlie Fire Team.
Oh, Charlie Fire Team. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, as Nick said, you tend to gravitate towards the people who are like-minded, and we definitely did that. It kicked off really fast. He's the type of person, as those who out there know him, very driven and striving to better himself at everything he does, and that alone, gravitates more people to him. When you go to Korea, you have to do a specific set of training before you move on to work your post or whatever you're going to be doing. You have to go through a 10-day course, and just so happened that Nick and we went through together, and we just so happened to be on the same fire team. And this specific fire team, nobody really messed with. We're on top of our stuff every day. We're the only ones who wanted to do more than what was asked. And we really set a standard with it, and it carried over to the rest of the year, the rest of our time there in Korea. We both did the Defender Challenge together. We tried out. Yeah, we're constantly striving, constantly. So it was a grind that whole year.
Yeah, and I think that moment really, because we had a supervisor on that fire team, Texan Randall at the time, great dude, solid dude. He really like instilled in us, because we were already like driven, young, ready to hit it and go.
Oh yeah.
He really instilled in us that, like, nobody's gonna care more than you. And he really highlighted that because we cared so much, how much everyone around us just didn't care, not even a single F was given, you know?
Oh yeah.
And that's like crazy to think when you look back, because the older you get, the worse it gets. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it
So
was
here
good
we
to
are
have
now.
a person like that too, as our team lead, being, you know, knowing nothing about the military yet. We learned a little bit, it's a little sneak peek in technical training, but you know, going there, we didn't know anybody. We didn't know what to expect, what the expectations were for us, but he really set that bar high with us, and he showed us what a good leader, you know, should be doing, and carried it forth.
Exactly, exactly. So I do want to talk about diet and exercise, but before we get to that, a little bit more Korea, because that is I just have a lot of memories that were super hilarious and I can't forget about. But I just want to elaborate on the sports days, because you know we had to do these exercises as coworkers as a flight,
Yep.
and sometimes you had sports days. Well, when you get a lot of a lot of
So,
testosterone and different age ranges of and athleticism of people on a soccer field, because that was the game of choice,
yeah.
people get very malicious and want to kill each other.
Oh yeah.
And what did Hayes say that one day? Somebody like kicked him in the leg.
So those out there who don't know, if you never played ultimate frisbee or ultimate soccer, you have to stay in place before you pass off, you know, the soccer ball or the frisbee. Um, the rules technically state you can't be in the bubble or the vicinity of the person holding the soccer ball or the frisbee. Well, Rage Hayes, who he's separated now, he's doing his thing. I still keep in contact with him.
That's
Um,
good.
somebody somebody tried getting a little too close for comfort. And mind you, this is after a 14-hour shift, so we're all pretty tired, we're all pretty beat up. This is 6 in the morning after a mid shift, and
Night
somebody got a
shift.
little too close to Rage Hayes, and he started just haymakering people, and he said he'll fight every single one of us. So he didn't care who you were. You can be a boy, girl, you can be a child.
Very loudly, and there was a lot of cursing. It was
Oh yeah.
probably one of the funniest things ever, because the person that it was Cuevas, the person that happened to like be in the space, was not about that life. Like
Yeah.
not even a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So that's what made it so funny. Well, I'm glad we got that. That was such a good memory. I just could not get that out of my head.
Yeah.
So now obviously we haven't spoken in a while, so we're still catching up, doing all this stuff. I really want to talk to you about diet and exercise, man, because I know you're fit and I know you got a lot going on with that. Tell me about your routine, what you got going on.
So right now, or at least the past 3-4 years, which we'll get into, as far as my upcoming goal. I've tailored my diet and exercise around the ultimate goal I'm trying to achieve. Um, Ultimately, I'm trying to be an endurance athlete, so a lot of the nutrition I consume is going to be more quality carbs, or quality calories and carbs. Um, I eat a lot of carbs based off of the calories I lose, so I intake roughly 3,000, on a really good day, and I had to change it around a little bit because before coming in, those who know Adams as well, he's a football player. There's a specific program you follow when you're a football player. You want to eat bulky, you want to stay big, lift heavy. That's what I
Facts.
followed when I played football. So I had to change that up because I didn't train properly based off of the diet I was following. So, but when it comes to exercise, workouts I do is a high volume, high endurance. So a lot of running. I try to run about 10 to 15 miles a week. I work out at least almost twice a day. I swim at least 3 times a week. And then I'm constantly doing some type of recovery, rehabilitation, stretching, mobility, as much as often as I could. and keep my body healthy and ready to go. So
No, that's good, man. I love to hear that. The crazy thing is, I know everybody's body is different. Everybody has different goals and what they want. Well, as far as myself, like trying to be lean and whatnot, I still kind of do like the heaviness, like of lifting,
mhm,
but I've definitely incorporated a lot of like functional like fitness into that.
mhm,
You know what I mean? So that's like sleds. That's like, you know, the sledgehammers. We're doing kettlebells. We're doing a lot of that. But I'm cutting down the amount of like strength lifting I'm doing.
mhm,
It's still constant though. But you know what I mean? Instead of maybe doing a 5x5, I'll do like a 3x3 and
mhm.
then go and do some like hit stuff, you know?
Absolutely.
Just 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 because like I'm still trying to like find my way,
Yep.
but I still want that strength because just like a personal, like I'm trying to hit like strength goals for me personally.
Mhm,
But I've also been in the best running shape of my life, which is kind of crazy. So I try to run, it's not 10 to 15, but I try to do like 9 miles a week. So I
mhm,
usually either divide that between 3 days a week. Sometimes it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes it's Tuesday, this and that.
mhm.
But just going out and sweating, man, there's like literally nothing like that.
Yeah.
Then as far as my diet, which is kind of crazy. Some people agree with this, some people don't. Now your situation is a lot different because you're swimming and doing a lot more. I have kind of more of a steady routine when it comes to work and all that stuff. But I actually fast or I intermittent fast. So
Yeah. Which has a lot of benefits too, though.
yeah, so I definitely don't eat breakfast.
Mhm,
And this isn't like perfect, but for the most part, like I'm super disciplined with this. I don't eat breakfast and I do not eat past 7 p.m. And then my window is 16. I don't ever try to push it past 15 hours.
mhm.
So usually around like 12:30, 1 o'clock, it's like, okay, I'll eat. But sometimes I don't even eat right then and there because of work. You know, I'm on days. So uh it works for me, you know, and I've definitely seen better results as far as my mental health
Mhm.
and just like in general how I feel working out, how I feel running. I feel like I just have more energy. I just felt like breakfast because of work and then like working days, it's like, dude, I'm not really doing anything. And I won't be doing anything until I get off. And
Mhm.
then once I get off, it's like, okay, I'm fighting to burn these calories instead of burning, even if they're healthy. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I was getting my proteins and all my macros in. Even if they're healthy, I just felt so much more sluggish because I was fighting to get rid of a breakfast meal and even like a lunch meal. If you think about it, you know, getting off at on an 8 hour shift, 2:33, and then on 12 hours, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely something different with me.
I think you hit a key point too. It's what works for you. And like you said, everybody's body's going to react differently to different diets and even exercising. You know, it's just what works for you. So I think what's helped me is trial and error. You find you go towards these different avenues of diets and exercising. You see how it works for you. Stay consistent with it, because that is the key ingredient. Staying consistent. If you realize it's just not working out, you're not feeling as good as you should, or you're not performing as well as you should. Switch some things up. Um, just find what is best for you, and I think you hit a key point with that.
Yeah. And last thing on that, just for the people out there, I want to explain like how much your mind is going to tell you that something works and something doesn't. Because a lot of times people like get in their head and be like, oh, well, my body doesn't feel good,
Mhm.
so this must be working. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, when I'm talking about diet, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like, oh yeah, I've been killing it in the gym, but I'm a lot more sluggish, or you know, I just feel a little off. Well, maybe it's your workout plan, maybe, but maybe
Mhm.
it's like your diet too. Even if it's a healthy one, maybe it's not the one for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I've
Yeah.
always worked out, right? And I've always, for the most part, eat fairly healthy. I'm not perfect, and I definitely love cookies.
Oh yeah.
but like, eating 3 meals a day for me, just for me, was just like it. Not that it wasn't like it was bad, but it definitely I just didn't mentally feel as good
Hmm.
now that I don't eat breakfast. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to hit on that for the people out there. Uh, yeah, listen to your mind. You know what I mean? We always try to push, 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 push. And in your case, I know you have to do that a lot, but there's also things for the average gym goer or runner or yoga person that, hey, sometimes like when you just listen and say, maybe I need to rest, or maybe I need to change this diet, whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
your body's usually right. Or
Yeah.
your mind is usually right.
Yep.
Perfect. Now I want to go into my next topic. And honestly, this is probably my favorite topic. Marriage and fatherhood.
Oh yeah.
You I know you got a little toddler running around now. How is that?
It's amazing, man. It's definitely a game changer, life changer for sure. A really humbling experience. We had her in Germany, so she was born in Europe. And she's practically raised her first year there in Germany. But it's if I didn't have motivation before, there's something else that's lurking now. Yeah, she drives me every day. She gives me that drive every single day to be a better person, better husband, father, fill in the blank.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love that though, man, because I think a lot of times, especially like, our day and age, a broken home, and it happens on both sides, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Broken homes are such the downfall to a lot of mental health issues, a lot of stigmas in society, and you know, no matter what, a child is always gonna be behind the curve,
Mhm.
even if the co-parenting is semi healthy, you know what I mean? Like, and it's no one's fault, you know what I mean? I understand things happen, but it's so good to see, the blessings that have been given to you, and you obviously being grateful for them and seeing you take that in. It's such a beautiful thing to see, man. And I am so proud and happy for you guys, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just one of those things you can never explain until it actually happens. It's the whole pregnancy. When my wife was pregnant, I tried to imagine, what it's like to be a dad, and what's the first thing I want to do when she starts walking, or what am I going to do when she starts walking. But it's more of you got to live in the moment. You can't pregame anything when it comes to having kids. You got to live in the moment, enjoy it, and be there. So
No, I feel that. Well, you're definitely living it, man. And it's
yeah.
beautiful to see, all the pictures of her, and then like you said, her starting to walk and all this stuff. Like, oh man, I can't get enough of it. Cause
Yeah.
I think that love reaches people in ways that they don't even know it. You know what I mean?
Oh
To those
yeah.
who don't have kids, or even those that do, it's like that kind of love is it's just it's undescribable, like you said. And
Yeah.
I haven't experienced it, but I can only imagine the day. Um, Again, so proud of you. But now, nitty gritty. Speaking of love, I know you got love for your family, but you also have love for that ambition of yours in your head.
Oh yeah.
So tell me a little bit about this cross training you got going on.
So as of my first year in Germany, so leaving Korea, got to Germany, and I was pursuing canine for a while. Those out there who don't know, our career field, you can go cross train or lateral retrain into canine and handle
Military
dogs.
police. Yep.
Yeah. So that was a passion of mine I was pursuing for a while. I was volunteering a lot, and it just didn't work out. And my wife and I got deployed to Romania, and we had a conversation out there while this is all happening. And my wife was actually the one who told me, why don't you do this job, which is pararescue, PJ. And For those that don't know, pararescue is a special operations career field within the Air Force. It's one of a few that's out there. Once she told me that was my green light. So ever since then, I've been training day in and day out for the past 4 years. I've submitted my retrain package. There's a lot that goes into a package. You have to get a recommendation. You have to do a tryout. A lot of paperwork involvement, and then you have to stay healthy, stay prepared. So right now I'm in the process of cross training into pararescue and then starting that journey and seeing where it takes me.
Yeah, and to those who don't know, pararescue is basically the guardians of the guardians. So when shit hits the fan, right, and people need to be emergency evac in hostile environments, the PJs / pararescue are the first people to go and save them. So not only are they trying to defend themselves, right, in very hostile environments, they're trying to save other special operations units while trying to defend themselves as well. So it's definitely a rigorous training. A lot goes into it, and yeah, man, that's just such good news, and I hope it happens sooner than later, because I've seen you and all the time and hours that you put in and dedication, and to see that unfold and finally come to light. Yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm super excited for it.
And to kind of tie that back into our previous topic, of exercise and diet, I'd mentioned everything I do for the most part tailors into this ultimate goal. And what it all comes down to is making sure you have that why, remembering your why behind your diet, behind your exercise, the way you do it. As long as you remember that why is what's going to always keep you going, no matter how hard it's going to get. Like I said, it's been 4 years I've been training for it. It's not guaranteed. It's something I have to really push for and have to try out for, because they don't just take anybody, just with any goal in life. So you have to know what it's going to take to get there, and you have to ask yourself, are you willing to sacrifice everything for it? And in hopes that you gave it your all when the opportunity presents itself. Because if the opportunity presents itself and you're not ready, it's nobody else's fault but yours. So it's a constant grind every day.
No, for sure, man. I know the most prepared is the most devoted, and
Yep.
that is so true, because being prepared for something is a lot harder. Like I said, even the older we get, right? Because it's like, well, we have a task, and we tend to procrastinate, and well, I don't want to get up today, whatever the case. And I know you watch him a lot, but Jocko Willink is a lot of inspiration. Definitely handles a lot of my inspiration. But my biggest and most favorite thing he says is like, good. You know what I mean? You already know what I'm talking about.
Any scenario, good.
Any scenario is good. And it's hard to think that way. I struggle with it sometimes, but just to add a little backstory, everything is good. Mm-hmm. And that's even the worst of things, right? You had a bad day, you were late to work, flat tire, good. You don't know why? Because that means that on the other side of that struggle, something good is going to come out of that.
Yep.
And that's a mindset that's up here, and it takes a stellar and a strong individual to do that. Mm-hmm. But as long as we chip, you know what I mean? Rome wasn't built in a day. As long as you chip and just keep going towards that, hopefully, the people who are listening either get some motivation, get some knowledge, or just, you know what I mean, loves hearing a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm at with with my life. Is like I care so much about helping people, and to the people that are close in my circle, they see that. But I think sometimes it's like, with as much humbleness as I can be, it's like underlooked, because there's a lot of things that I do behind the scenes, especially out in my job, especially for my friends, that maybe they don't see, and I don't need them to. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not built that way. But to be able to do something like this and then like really, really get great people like you to like shine and express how great of a person you are and what you have skilled, you know what I mean, compared to me, and then being able to share that, dude, I just think that's so awesome, and I just wanna spread that message to the world, man. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's cool, man, that you're doing this too, because there's not a lot of platforms out there that people can just reach to, especially people who know you. You know what I mean? We can get on YouTube, you know, and look up these guys that we never met in hopes to find some type of inspiration or motivation. But when it's people you actually know, you know the daily grind that they go through and the things they do to better themselves. You know, it's more real. You know,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think this is definitely awesome. And um, like you said, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, it's constant growth.
Yeah.
You got to take the small steps to success.
So I'm gonna say my closing remarks, and then I want you to end with anything you wanna end it with. Um, but I'm gonna just say what I gotta say, and that was probably one of the first us. I could be wrong, but I don't know. That was my goal. I was really trying not to say a lot of us, but I feel like I did. We'll see. I try to pause instead of say because it's so easy to say But I just wanna nah, yeah, I definitely said it more than once. I just want to say to everybody out there though, if you're tuning in, I want to thank you for tuning in. This guy right here definitely means a lot to me, Michael Coletti. This podcast is something that I was like planning, right? And I was like, well, I gotta buy the mics and I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And it's expensive and it's gonna take time, it's gonna take money. And then I realized I just do it, man. You know, I don't I'm gonna get that equipment. Don't get me wrong, it's coming, right? So to the people that are watching, all that stuff and official podcast is coming. But I just said, what is the quickest way? And I messaged you today about it.
Yeah.
I was doing my research and I was like, you know what? I just got to do it because I had this like literal urge and burning sensation in my heart that said, there's a lot of stuff that I just have to get out. You know what I mean? And what better way than to just do it this way? And my closing remarks is just do it. I promise you, there's no better time than now. Do not wait because time is the most valuable thing we have in this world and it is ticking every second. So don't waste it. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. Lastly, for me, I just gotta say, as I mentioned before, live in the moment. Enjoy the time that you have. Like Nick said, time is very very precious. So what you do in that time, you know, make it valuable. And if you're the type of person who wants to better themselves and you want to keep achieving, ensure that you're ready for the opportunity. Prepare yourself mentally, physically, whatever you have to do. So when that opportunity does present itself, you're ready to go. And nobody can second guess your preparation, because once you're ready to go, you start earning what you worked for, and then next thing you know, the doors are gonna start opening for you, and opportunities are just gonna continuously come in nonstop. So work hard, work hard.
Already. So I guess we'll end it with that. Mike, thanks again. I got much love for you. Great father, great husband, and the next United States Air Force pararescue man. All right,
I appreciate
everybody.
you.
Thank you for tuning in. Nick of Time. This podcast will be at random times. I'm not going to be scheduling anything, but it's definitely going to be something to watch. And there's going to be different topics from different people based on personalities. So thank you again. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, all that stuff. I appreciate all the love and support to all the people out there. Thank you so much again. It was nice talking to you, Mike.
You as well. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. We'll see you, man.
All right.
Take care.
You as well.
Thank you, everyone, again for watching. If you want more, please like and subscribe. There's more to come. Y'all take care.